Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at our third way of optimizing our operations and increasing productivity. So this time we're looking at quality management. Essentially, the management of the production process to ensure that the outputs produced are consistently reliable and durable. Now, just keep in mind that it's not always, when we talk about operations, we're not always talking about a tangible physical good. It can be a service as well. So when we look at quality, there you've got your Ferrari. Obviously, if you pay $250,000 or above for a particular car, you want high quality. But also you've got a service there of you've got Ambulance Victoria, so the paramedics. They also need to adhere to quality, and they're trying to improve their quality all the time. So it's not always tangible manufacturing. It is often, we need to also be thinking about, when we're talking about every part of operations, service organisations as well. So in this video, we're going to look at 3 different strategies or quality management systems that organisations can implement. Now, there are more than these, and your textbook may go into more, but we're going to cover these 3. These are the 3 that are consistent with pretty much every textbook. So they are quality control, quality assurance, and total quality management. So we'll start off with quality control. And what that is, it's a process of inspecting and maintaining quality of good or service during regular intervals. So it's actually inspecting the product or service regularly. In the production of a car, for example, it may not be just every 10 cars, but it may be different actual points throughout the production process that the quality is inspected. In a service organisation like Ambulance Victoria, they would be regularly updated. They'd have to write a report on things that happened, and they would measure their quality on a set of standards that they need to adhere to. So it could be things like, how quickly did they reach the victim from the call out, all those kinds of things. Looking at the actual outcome, etc., etc. So it's regular inspections. That's quality control. So I've got the example there, used as a preventative measure. So rather than producing 10,000 cars or 10,000 of whatever product and then realizing that there's a defect and having to recall that particular product, you may actually only build 10 or 20 before you realize that there's been a problem in production, and you can sort that out quickly. So it helps obviously improve quality, but it also reduce wastage for the organisation. Our second one, quality assurance. This one's pretty straightforward. So the process through which an organisation achieves a level of quality as defined by an independent body. So we've got an international standard of ISO 9001. There's also, you've got the Heart-Tick Foundation and those kinds of things. But anytime an independent body has been or has approved a particular product and give it a tick of approval, then that's what we call quality assurance. Now, some of them you need to be careful of. So the Heart Foundation over the last few years has, so the red tick has been criticised, I suppose, when McDonald's paid them large amounts to get the Heart Foundation tick onto their products. So you need to be careful about, well, that organisation needs to be really careful that it maintains its integrity by, fair enough, receiving money to to go through the paperwork, etc. But it needs to really maintain its integrity, that it's not selling out, I suppose, by an organisation just paying large amounts of money to to get that tick of approval. I'm not saying that McDonald's did that. It's my understanding that some of their products were actually met the standards. So, but it's just important that the organisation that's giving their tick of approval maintains their integrity. The last one we're going to go through is probably the biggest one, and it's total quality management. So this is where it's a whole organisation approach to maintaining quality. So every employee understands that they have a role, whether they are actually in production, whether they're in HR, whatever it is, they have a role in maintaining the quality of the particular product, whether that be a good or whether it be a service. So it actually becomes part of the corporate culture, and that's really important. So if it has to be a whole organisation approach, then that needs to be part of the culture, as every employee is part of maintaining that quality. Now, it's based on continuous improvement, so it understands that a level of quality will never actually be achieved, that they're always going to look for ways to improve quality. So it's not something that that they're going to reach, it's an endless destination, I suppose. So they're always striving for perfection. Total quality management is an emphasis on teamwork and needs to solve problems. So what happens is that word empower, often employees are empowered to solve problems or work on ways to improve quality. Now they do that through what we call quality circles, and they are teams that get together, problem solve and come up with solutions to certain problems, or solutions or just ideas on way that they can improve quality. So total quality management, a whole organisation approach, part of the corporate culture. It's focused on continuous improvement, and the employees are empowered and work in teams, in small teams, which we call quality circles, to solve problems and improve quality. So just to recap the 3 quality management strategies that we looked at: quality control, that's regular inspections, whether that be through the creation of a product, actual regular inspections per product, like they do in the production of cars, or whether it be in food production, for example, and costers, they would actually check every half an hour. They have to write out a form to check the quality of what they're producing. Quality assurance, that's achieving standards from an independent body. And total quality management is a whole organisation approach which becomes part of the corporate culture. It's focused on continuous improvement and employee empowerment, which they form teams, small teams called quality circles, to focus on solving problems based on quality. And remember, for all the questions and activities on this video, go to teachingbubble.com.